Check the microphone for that.
Testing. 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 Yes.
You ready? Good.
Testing.
That's it.
Test 1 2 1 2. Yes, sir.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Good. Well, set to go. Rock and roll.
Hey, people, how you doing? Good to see you. What's up? Tell people about us. We're about to go on radio and talk about. We're not sure. We're going to talk about it. Yep, we're live over here. Say hi to people.
Hello, Radio Land. What is good? Hope everyone is well. Yes. 2/11. Somebody's birthday today. I think it was Miss Daisy's birthday.
All right, people, get on the air. Start telling people who we are. But come on, talk some good stuff. Good words of information as God leads us. So come on and join us. Love to have you, Doctor. It's Coach Portia, Dr. D. We're here. Give words of wisdom.
Hope everyone's well out there.
Hope everyone's well, doing good. Getting your food ready for tomorrow, SuperBowl, all that good stuff.
Oh yeah. Day 11 for me, for some of you that have been following me on this liquid journey, no chew journey. Day 11 for me. Had a slip up in Massachusetts. I was eating rice, guys. I was eating rice. I'm like, wait a minute. Rice and carrots. So yesterday, I fasted. The entire day was a water fast. And that felt so good, actually, to give myself a full break. I may do it again today. And then tomorrow for SuperBowl, I'll find some good things to add to my juicing agenda for tomorrow. And when the liquids off of whatever foods people are eating. But Steven, thank you for logging in on.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for logging in.
Excuse me.
Hope you guys are getting ready for SuperBowl, all the Super Bowl parties across the nation, across the U.S. Hope everyone is doing well, prepared. I'm making jerk pork.
And I'm making wings.
He's making his wings.
My famous wings. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
He's making his favorite wings. I'm making jerk pork, and it's chili, even though I'm not eating it. But, thank you, Rhonda. You are amazing. I'm amazing because you are amazing, girl. So we're going to be going live in just a few moments. You guys ready for SuperBowl or what?
Ready for SuperBowl. Come on over, people. Hey, James, Minister James. Mr. James hung with us. We went to Chicopee. Had a good time up there. Mr. James does so many things for us as well.
All right, guys.
I am Coach Portia.
I am Dr. D.
We are the coach and the counselor. Unburdened, using the IFS model of Hartford coaching with unburdening meditations.
And counseling and mentorship for individual and family. Call us 475-242-8179. That's 475-242-8179 for a unique husband and wife team.
The coach
And the counselor.
Welcome back to another segment of The Coach.
And the counselor, we're not hearing ourselves. There you go.
Welcome back
Yes.
to another segment
Another day.
of The Coach.
It's another day journey. And I'm sorry. And the counselor. I said counselor. I said again, counselor.
Someone's pretty excited about.
Yes, sir.
What are you so excited
Oh,
about?
Super Bowl. Super Bowl. God created football. I don't know about basketball, sledding, all that other stuff, hockey, tennis. I know God created football. Yeah, because in football, you got two opposing teams and they're trying to score touchdown, the other person is trying to stop them from making a touchdown. Isn't that life? Yes, that's life. That's what life's all about. That's why we love football, because there's opposing people and opposing issues that are trying to knock you down and make you lose. But sir, man, listen, man, that's what it's about.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. You're on a roll.
Yeah. So again, now the way they play the game is coaches and players. Okay. Very simple. Well, I'm sorry. Coaches, players, and the refs. All right. So there's three important factors of football. Okay. Now the refs make sure you understand and you stay within the rules and the guidelines of football. Okay. Ladies, you're gonna enjoy this. You're gonna pressure and later on. All right. And then the coach is the one who actually coaches the players. Who actually do it. The coaches don't go out and field. No, the coaches don't go out and field long. No. They don't go out and field long because they don't have the padding. Some of them are overweight. So they're going to field. And then you got the players who actually play. So you have to understand which person are you. Are you a player? Are you a coach? Referee. Are you a referee? Give the instructions. Are you the coach? Just help them get to the person. Are you a player? And sometimes all three. And so it's understanding this. Hey, she's gonna make me work today, y'all. It's understanding, how. Okay, so the refs make sure you stay within the guideline, and a lot of times we're not careful without the refs or our emotions. I call emotions our refs. Without the refs, you have people running all over you, and they are doing fouls. They are roughing the passer. They're off sides, or I would say they're out of pocket. And so it's the job of the ref to say, wait a minute, what's wrong? You can't do that. You can't be holding when you are trying to protect the quarterback. So all these things are important. So that referee is important, and the referee could help you lose the game too. Yes,
wow. So what do you think is the most fascinating component about football? What is the most important thing in football for you? Because there are so many moving parts to this. The referees, like you said, the coaches, the amazing owners that help put these teams together, and all the people that work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The secretaries to these amazing owners who help make things thrive, the agents as well. Like there's so many moving components.
There are.
The field.
Yeah.
That's a large part.
It is.
Without a beautiful field,
nice field.
How would they play?
And sometimes the field is real, and sometimes the field is fake. Yeah. So how is that important? Because sometimes you playing on a field, it ain't real. You're playing on something that, as Coach Porter said all the time, you're battling something that's not yours. You're in something that's not in your dimension. So make sure the field you're playing in, the field of life, is an actual field. In other words, it's grass. It's actuality, because the other field, or the fake field, is concrete on the bottom and it's a nice form on the top. But many players have ended their career because they played so much on the actual turf, but never played on the real turf.
And talking about injuries and from the bottom up, feet up, between.
You were injured because you were not playing on a real field. You were not playing, and a lot of times we are in games or we are in situations that, this is not mine. Or someone got you on the field that they're used to doing, manipulating, jealousy, envy, hatred, but that's not your field. But don't listen. You play the field that's you. One thing in comedy that we're learning is that they always say, "Be you." I can't be Bernie Mac. Can't be Dave Chappelle. I got to be Tim Bryant, okay, or Dr. Lee. That's my persona, right? But I have to be me. So when another comic, when people are laughing and clapping, I can say, let me change my game, be like him. No, because that's not me. And that goes back to even the Bible, when Saul tried to put his armor on David when he went out to see Goliath. David said, this ain't me. And so you got to understand is that you win games every time when you are doing you, when you're understanding you. When you try to understand someone else's play, someone else's game, you're going to lose that all the time.
Yet within guidelines, because there's so many rules within
Many.
football. There's so many different, like, moving components and aspects of, from the ball. The ball has to be a certain width, a certain,
It does.
right?
It
A certain
Certain
firmness
pressure.
of- yes.
A couple of years ago, we had
Deflate gate.
deflate gate because they were messing with the size of the ball. They were actually doing that, and you can't do that. But they were doing it so the quarterback could grip the ball even more and throw it.
Sure. And then these guys are catching these flat balls, but deflate gate.
Yeah.
So there's so many moving components to actually what we see as fans
Correct.
going into something so amazing called the Super Bowl.
Correct.
And it takes two amazing teams, whether you're going for these teams or not.
Mm-hmm.
It takes two amazing teams, the ones who were on top,
Yep.
that make it to the game. So let's talk a little bit about making it to the big.
All right.
To the big
So the
games.
Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. They need prayer to put on the stadium. Just talking from a personal happenings. We're still traumatized by what happened to us. Anyway, so the Philadelphia Eagles, they played lights out. They played great. They almost had a perfect record. Kansas City didn't have a perfect record, but their competition was harder. So a lot of people are pointing toward Kansas City Chiefs because they played more hard opponents. While if you look at Philadelphia's schedule, it was like a wonderful schedule. So that people say, well, that's why they had such a great record. I'm not taking that away from them, but the truth is the truth. The bottom line is the way you play throughout the season is how you play if you play the Super Bowl. So in other words, every day, Coach Portia, is a game.
Sure.
Every day it's a game, and how
practices,
a lot of practices,
all the things that they put into it. These
the
players.
sacrificing, the food you can't eat. One thing Tom Brady, who just retired this year, is happy about. He can eat. He can eat. He can eat. He was a very tough regiment. Why? Because again, it's how people hear me. How you play the game on a daily basis is if you get to Super Bowl. Now, what's Super Bowl for us? It's that next level. It's that next season. It's that next blessing. It's that next door. But if you're not playing the game now, how can you play the game at Super Bowl? In other words, no one comes Super Bowl, Coach Paul, say, hey, I'm ready to play. No. What did you do come on now, preseason and also what you did during the season? That's why the Bible says be instant in season and out of season. Why? Because if you're not doing well, even when football is not going on, the good men, they still have an off-season regimen. They don't let it totally go. Why? Because they know some rookie is trying to get their spot and take food out of their mouth. So again, it's what training are you doing, and are you keeping, and are you preparing yourself for Super Bowl?
So let's talk a little bit about the fans,
Okay.
because the fans are a large part of the games.
It is.
Number one, their money's going to it.
Yes.
We invest when we buy tickets. We invest when we go to these games and win part of that the lottery there.
Oh, people go crazy. I didn't know they do that lottery stuff.
Oh,
Boy, they
that's
go
so
crazy.
fun. That is so much fun. We invest in so many ways, buying the paraphernalia for each
Paraphernalia,
team,
the food.
yeah, the screens,
Yeah.
Super Bowl parties.
Oh my goodness.
There's so
Tailgating,
many
I mean,
tailgating. Oh my goodness.
tailgating, the
Paying for
cornhole,
parking,
the
yeah.
seats,
Mhm.
But all the things that they're doing, they're preparing again. So watch this, Coach Portia. Not only are the players preparing, but the fans are preparing for the game.
Yeah. What are you guys preparing for when it comes to the Super Bowl? Like, let us know, live audiences. What are you guys preparing for when it comes to the Super Bowl? Again, I'm preparing to cook part of a feast
Yes,
that I will not be eating, but
I'll
I'm
be eating.
preparing to
I'll be eating for it.
prepare
Yes, sir.
a feast.
Yeah.
And that's my contribution, because neither of my teams are making it, and I'm not going for Philadelphia Eagles. I know that's going to start a big fight right now, but let's keep moving forward. So we talked about some of the moving parts
Yes.
in football, American football. We talked about some of the rules, regulations, how things could be very stiff. And of course, when it comes to your team, you always feel like the ref is cheating.
Yeah,
Let's talk a little bit about that. So
that's good.
there's a lot of prejudices that
There
go into the game because our eyes begin to see something very different when it comes to the team we may be rooting for.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
you called it right. My team is winning, and the fouls are going with my team. Love them. Ref call it all day long, right? But
And we don't mind that. We don't
we don't
mind
mind that.
even when we're wrong, even when we could see something in our faces and we're like, oh well,
Yeah.
oh well.
Again, the problem is that we can't be that way. We pray the referees don't have preference of who they want to, because again, that takes them out of the game. Because again, listen, if your son is playing for one of the teams, you can't referee. Okay, you can't referee. Why? Because one of your sons are on one of the teams. All right, so you can't do
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm always refereeing from
Oh,
the
yeah.
from the
Oh
stands.
boy, yeah. Poor my poor son. He had to go through it, with his mother in the stands. All that good thing. All right. But really, it's really understanding that. Listen, I got to understand what are my feelings. My feelings are really, or life is, what's the referee? What calls are being made, and then once the call is made, do I accept the call? Because none of us, including you, sir, yes, you who's listening to us right now or watching us, you're not perfect. All right. So when someone calls a foul on you, all right, first, Coach Portia, you have to check out who's calling the foul. Now, if it's a manipulator, if it's a narcissistic, if there's someone that hates you, don't listen to that foul.
Or if it's part of a bad support system.
I was just about to say that. You got to make sure that whoever's calling that foul on you is a good support system.
Mhm. And they're going to teach you after they call that
There
foul.
you go. There you go. What lessons were learned? Because again, it's getting better. Why? Because I'm trying to get to a place. I love the perfect. I not have everything right, but it's once they call it, as long as they are a good support system, a good one, all right, then I can hear what they're saying and take it from there. It's very important.
So let's wrap up some of the things that we talked about a little bit
Sure.
when it comes to the amazing Super Bowl game. So there's so many moving parts.
Yes.
The coaches,
Yes.
the refs, the
Yes.
fans,
Yes.
the players, the ball,
The
the
win,
field.
the win,
The win. Oh my
doing kickoff. I mean, the win can affect. Some Super Bowls have been won by a kick, by the field goal. If the win is going against, and then here's the most important thing. Oh God, I'm praying to win. I'm sorry, people. It's not going to be an eagle or chief. The will of God will be done. All right. So you can't say, well, because your team lost, God's not on your side. No, that's people like that. All right. But it's really understanding is that you're in the game, right? So now that they've made it to the game, what do we do from there? We'll be back after these messages.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Let us know what you're going to be doing for Super Bowl. Where are you guys going? What are you doing? What are you preparing?
Coach and the counselor, join us for courageous conversations, relationship talks.
What are you preparing for Super Bowl? What do you think the score is going to be? Who are you rooting for?
Coach and the counselor.
Talk to us, guys. Let us know what you're doing.
8 to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Radio 1400.
Welcome back to the second segment of The Coach.
And the counselor.
So let's talk a little bit about how Super Bowl, how does this play in our everyday lives? Maybe just in this moment.
Every day, all right, so one of the biggest thing about a player, they can't let the opposing team get in their heads. Tank talks about it all the time. Tank is my youngest son, Portia's son. And he tells us about, how when you're out there playing the game. I used to play many years ago. You didn't see me on film, y'all? I used to play me. I played in high school. I was a good safety, but I was about 40, so I couldn't go to college. I could have go for it. I was anyway. There you go. So he talks about you can't let the opposing team get in your head. And a lot of times, we every day we're playing football every day. Every day we're playing the game. And do I allow people to get into my head to mess up my game? Do I allow get in my feelings to mess up my game? And when I do that on a regular basis, I'm going to lose out. I mean, why do we do this? Why do we get up 7 o'clock in the morning to come down on Saturday to do this podcast and do this radio program? Why? We're trying to be that coach for you to say to you in so many words, it's going to be you in 2023. Why? Because I'm going to make sure. I'm going to make sure that no one blocks me from where I want to go.
So
No excuses.
that takes so we become players in this aspect in our everyday lives. Every day is our Super Bowl.
Every day.
So if you think of yourself,
Every day.
so you know the games are one thing.
Yes.
You know, I also love soccer too, and all the big camaraderie they have around that, and all of these amazing games. But when it comes to the sport of your life,
Yes.
you're in the Super Bowl every day.
Every day.
You're trying to win every day. You're
Every
trying
day.
to make it to that next level every day. So when it comes to that,
Yes, ma'am.
that part for us as well, this Super Bowl is going to be the one day, one time a year,
Mhm.
but your Super Bowl is
Yeah.
every day of your life,
Yeah.
daily. So do you want to talk a little
Yeah,
bit about that from a counselor's
Yeah.
perspective?
From a counselor point of view, you know, as St. Paul says, you know, I die daily. It's a daily fight. For me, it's, you know, by God's grace, I lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks, but it's a fight because I love to eat.
Well,
I'm
it's
a
a fight.
foodie.
It's a fight. It's easy to get it off for you,
It's
but it's a
easy.
fight to
It's-
stay there.
No, yeah.
It takes focus.
It takes a lot of focus and passing good yes, or Popeyes, you know. It takes a lot. Why? Because I have a goal. The goal is I want to be the best health I can be in at my age. Matter of fact, Super Bowl, Coach Portia, is my age. That's Super Bowl it's so important to me because football is celebrating my birthday. Yeah, it's 57, right? I'm 57 years old. So Super Bowl represents my age, all right? So I love Super Bowl. But every day, it's me understanding I can't let my emotions get the best of me. Am I good at it all the time? Absolutely not. There are days I get in my feelings, and I do, and I say things I shouldn't say, shouldn't do. But here's the key, people. When you make a mistake, don't stay there, because that's the second mistake. I'll say it one more time again. When you make a mistake, don't stay in the mistake, because that's the second mistake you just made. Does that make sense, God?
Yes,
Coach Portia?
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And so this is what happens in the great game of Super Bowl. There is something called halftime.
Oh, that's good. Come on now. Coach
There's
Portia.
something called
That's good.
halftime. In most games, right? There's something called halftime where the coach, the team
Yes.
has the opportunity
Yes.
to quickly dissect, look at all the things that were not done
And
properly
make adjustments.
and what they could do better in the second half.
Come on now.
And they make these
Come on now.
amazing
That's good.
adjustments.
That's good, Coach Portia. That's good.
So in our lives, in the daily Super Bowl that we are in our personal lives, there comes a halftime. There's 24 hours in a day, right? Most of that we're sleeping. A good portion of that. A lot of people are sleeping.
Mhm.
6, 8 hours. Some of us get 2 or 4 hours, but that's okay too. There's something called halftime in the middle of your day. There's the noonday becomes very important. Why? Because it is the day that we get to do the next half of the day a little bit better than we did it the first half of the day.
Mhm.
Do you want to adjust?
Coach Portia, you hit a nail. Thank God for halftime.
Yes.
Thank God that in the midst of I told you football comes from God. Is that I get to slow the pace down.
Mhm. You get to take a quick break,
You take a quick break.
hydrate.
Hydrate. The trainers work on me because I gotta get ready to go back out on the field, and that's what halftime is. it's a time of rest. For me, sometimes Coach Portia is my 15-minute power nap. You know, when I just like, you know, I gotta take a nap right now. I gotta.
Sure.
And how many times have I told you, Coach Portia? Excuse me, that wow, if I took that 15-minute power nap, I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Why? Because I have my halftime. So people, the thing about life, you can have as many halftimes as you want. Just come out better.
I tell you, one thing I like about halftime is that there's a lot of mental space that goes on.
Sure.
One thing I love about halftime is as a player, right? As a player, all I have to do is listen.
See?
I have to listen to the coach,
Right.
listen to the team leads.
Right.
I don't have to do much.
Right.
I could sit back, hydrate. Mentally, I'm taking things in.
Right.
Emotionally, I'm relaxing that body. Emotionally, I'm saying, okay, what could I do better next time? But the most important part for me as a team player in the Super Bowl of my personal life is that I get to listen to another voice. I get to listen to another higher standing, another higher power. It's been in essence at noon, 5 till noon every day. I'm going into meditation.
There you go.
I'm sort of rebooting before
There you go.
that hour, that time comes.
There you go.
What are you doing during the halftime of your life, the halftime of your daily break?
Are you beating yourself
What
up? Are you
exactly
remembering? Yeah.
Right.
That's
What
good.
exactly are you doing, and what could you do better next time at whatever points of your life that becomes your halftime? For some people, they're just maybe getting off of work. Your halftime might be at midnight, where you begin to reboot yourself because now you're up, you're working, you're attending to others, you're nurturing, you're doing things that you need to do. What does the halftime of your day, of your daily Super Bowl, what does that look like for you?
Yeah. It's very important. Sometimes people are complaining during halftime and they're murmuring during halftime, or they're saying, "Oh, the ref called the wrong call." I hear what you're saying, sir. I hear what you're saying, ma'am. But halftime is for you to get yourself ready to play. It's a time for you to say, you know what? I gotta get my stuff together so I can win this game. Or in our day, is I can win that I did everything to the best of my ability by God's help, of course. In Christ's name, to that I didn't fumble. Well, that's a whole nother issue right there. That's a whole nother issue. How many people have fumbled on the 1-yard line? You were right there, sir, ma'am. You were right there to score, and you fumbled. You thought about the X, or you thought about the Bills, or you thought about the haters, and you fumbled. And I'm saying to you, madam, sir, you're getting closer to your touchdown. Just don't fumble the ball.
Keep the drive alive. Keep the drive alive is a big motto, a big phrase that we always use in football.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the drive alive. 3 more feet, 1 more inch. Just keep moving toward your goal.
Again, you're moving toward your goal, and what the enemy, the worst thing that ever happens, in games, is when you fumble. No one touched you. You just dropped the ball. No one put their hands on you. You just.
That was saying that's one of the worst.
Yeah. That is what.
You touch the ball, you have it, you grab it.
You have
it's all over your body, but then you just drop it.
Coach Portia, you have the football, sir, madam. You have the vision. You have the favor. You have what God has given you. Just score the point. Listen, God will give you the right blockers, and God will give you the open field, but you got to say, I'm ready to take the ball and score.
Someone from our live audience said, turf monster got him.
Yes. That's a good one.
Turf monster
That's a
got
good
him.
one. That's a good one.
You know what I also love about team playing and being on a team is
Yes,
that knowing that in the daily Super Bowl of my personal life,
Yes.
of your personal life,
Yes.
you do not have to go at it alone.
No.
There's
Good.
great team players, even if it's that one person.
Mm-hmm.
There's great team players, someone that's rooting for you. Whether it's your coach, whether it's your counselor, whether it's your therapist, whether it's your mom, whether it's grandma, whether it's big auntie, whether it's big mama, whether it's uncle, there's someone that will be rooting for you.
Right.
There's many people that will say, I don't have anyone rooting for me. You do. You have individuals that live within inside of you,
Mhm.
and they're called parts.
Yeah.
We are never alone.
Never,
We're never
never,
alone.
no, never.
Never.
And also, this is why the good support system is so powerful.
It is.
Because a good support system will tell you when you're right and tell you when you're wrong. A bad support system will not tell you when you are wrong and say, yeah, keep going,
Keep
girl.
doing it. Keep doing it. Keep
They don't
doing it.
understand you. You just scraped the brother's car
And they're rooting for you in that.
and they're waiting for you for your bad behavior. That's not good. Why? Because you're understanding over time. I need people with me to say, listen, you can do this, but I gotta stay within the rules, Coach Portia. I gotta stay within the rules of football to win in this game. I will not, I tell my clients, I will not use Satan tools to get God's blessings. I will not do that. I will not subjugate myself to the point where, you know what, whatever it takes, I'll just do it. And then you take Malcolm X quote out of context, by any means necessary. No, you got to stay in the confines of the rules. If you don't stay in the confines, listen, and Coach Porter, do you know if someone breaks the rules so bad, they are thrown out of the game?
Exactly.
Why? Because you broke the rule. You did not follow it to the law. And listen, with everything you do, there is a particular consequences. And so when you don't do the consequences, you pay that road.
So what word would you have for rebels? Rebels, people that
That's a good
break
one.
the rules just a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, which is good. I think that's great.
Yeah, you're
Break
right.
the rules just a little bit.
Yeah.
You bend the rules just a little bit because you know that you can. Number one, not hurting anyone, but
Okay,
you
good.
bend the rules
Good,
just a
good,
little
say
bit.
that, yeah.
In everyday life, you know, sometimes we have to live outside of the grid just a little bit. What would you say to those rebels that are
Number one,
that will
rebels,
do that?
please understand you're not the only rebel out there. So if someone does it to you, don't get upset. But yes, you may take different routes. Just make sure you can be happy with yourself with the route you take.
Because there are consequences for all actions. Correct.
For every action, there is a reaction.
So let's begin to wrap it up
Yes,
as well. But Super Bowl, what are your last words for Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, I'm gonna enjoy it. My 3 kids are going to be there. My lovely, fine wife, is going to be there. It's going to be a great time, and let's get ready for that. We'll see you next week, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Enjoy Super Bowl.
Until next time, peace.
What's the topic?
Super Bowl.
God bless you for joining us. We appreciate it. Your time, your patience with us today. It was a good time. My lovely wife, Coach Portia.
Hi guys.
And just get ready, sir. Ready, ma'am, to enjoy yourselves and enjoy family. Until next time, again, spread the word. What we do here, we're here every Saturday, by God's grace, every Saturday, talking and helping you become a better you. Until next time, peace.
Peace.